Chat, you gotta remind me about latency earlier. I'm just gonna tell you this right now. You just need to remind me of the latency earlier, not right when I hit the go live button. Please, I beg of you. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna be beating myself up about this all day. It doesn't get better, but does it get any worse? Depends. Depends? I don't know. It's like, just remade the room. Yeah. And if I remake the room, would you all be able to find the new one? Yeah. How about you like and subscribe to the channel? How about you just like and subscribe to the channel and support my content? Press the bell notification. But it's fine. We're doing this with normal latency. It's fine. I'll just be rambling. So I suppose that like where or when you hear me rambling doesn't matter, and then I'll just read your comments super late, which honestly like happens sometimes anyways. Night Protector of Chubas, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. Joe K, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. Kowloon, thank you for the super chat. Latency. We're 2 minutes into stream. Exist Masaki, thank you for the 1 gifted membership. Seeker, thank you for 1 gifted membership. Chad Boulder, thank you for the gifted. Lindsay Von Stata, thank you for the gifted. Citrus, thank you for a gift. Chad Boulder, Citrus, thank you for the gifts. And Menuculo Ember, thank you for the membership. Glad to have you. Bad latency. That is a super chat of guilt if I've ever seen one. That is a guilt super chat if I've ever seen one. Anyways, before we get into it today, disclaimer, this stream is out of character. Viewer discretion is advised. Disclaimer, this stream is out of character. Viewer discretion is advised. Honestly, I just really like reading viewer discretion messages. I probably don't need this, but I really like viewer discretion messages. But yeah, let's just hop right into things, right? Let's just get started. Besides, by the time I get started, it'll probably be like 5 minutes into the VOD for you guys, or the video for you guys. Yeah. Okay, you know what? Wrong stinger, but it kind of works for today's video. So we're not gonna do a redo. Hiya. Hi, Cat. How you doing? Hi. Before we get started, I just really want to complain about OBS, because there's been so many issues with OBS and YouTube lately. I had to restart like OBS like 5 times before stream, because for some reason, and like my chat code has not changed since I like debuted, but like for some reason it just kept sending me the same message over and over again while you guys were actively typing. So I had to just like restart the program 5 times to get that working. Anyways, thank you, James J. Jameson, for the super chat. James J. Jameson, viewer discretion is advised. Today's not actually a complaining stream, but I felt, out of character stream. I thought it'd be kind of fucking weird if I didn't complain, because that seems to be most of what I do on these. Everyone hates OBS. No, it's true. It's true. I haven't found a better alternative yet. Someone developed that, I guess. I don't know. Isn't it open source? But yeah, air some grievances. OBS! I think OBS sucks! Wodumosi. Thank you for becoming a love bug. But yeah, today. Unfortunately, we're not just getting like an hour straight of complaints. We're talking about like burnout and stream fatigue. Yeah, because I don't know. We've had like a really fun year here at FaZe. Like a lot has happened. Obviously, FaZe Euphoria debuted at the end of last year, and we had FaZe Kaleido this year, and we've had a lot of events. We finally had another FaZe Wars. We had summer camp not too long ago, yeah, I think I've heard a lot of people sharing sentiments of feeling fatigued or burnt out. I want to talk about it as well as maybe share some of the things I do to deal with burnout, especially if for some reason you're a streamer who does this for income and you're watching me stream instead of streaming. Yeah. I also want to just like clarify, I don't think this is like a FaZe Connect exclusive thing. So much happens here, we're so burnt out. I don't think this is even a streamer exclusive thing. In general, I think burnout is pretty common. Autumn months, I think, especially bring about a certain feeling or temperament about it. I think people just forget it's all really temporary. As someone who is still recovering from a serious burnout after graduating university a few months ago, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's really not uncommon. And with just the seasonal changes, like we're obviously losing daylight if you saw my last hand cam. And the weather is just getting less pleasant in most parts of the world, especially if you live in Florida. You know, like I feel like, you know, fall, autumn in Florida is especially a bit bad because there's like an increased chance of natural disaster. So yeah, that has to fucking suck. I'm pretty sure a lot of people in Florida are pretty burnt out right now. But yeah, I wanted to talk about it because I feel like, well, number one, it's good for numbers. I feel like a lot of people are really uncomfortable about talking about it. Like it's just like when you tell people you're burnt out, I feel like it's this fucking big bad thing that only people who work 50, 60-hour work weeks are allowed to feel and complain about. Or else you look like a whiny little bitch or whatever. And yes, 50, 60-hour weeks are fucking difficult, but I think a lot more people than that feel burned out. And I think as entertainers and content creators, or even just fans and viewers, like a lot of you guys are mentioning you're burnt out right now. Yeah, I think it seems even less reasonable for us to go through burnout, because like I'm only live so many times a week, right? I'm not doing 40-hour streams. But I don't know, I've worked a lot of different jobs. I've been a student, and I think burnout is pretty normal for all the industries I've ever worked in, for all for students, and it's just normal overall, and people just deal with it in different ways, and some people are better at dealing with it than others, but I also think it's a skill. Brian, thank you for super chat. Floridian here. I wouldn't mind another hurricane, to be honest. I'm burned out from life and work and could use a week off. Ooh, that's brutal. But you know, like, does a week off really help that much? Because at the end of the day, I don't think it addresses any core problems. You still dread going to work the next week. Kowloon, thank you for 10 currency. I live in China. If I burnt out, I'd die. I mean, yeah, that's fair. Listen, if I took a month off stream, I'd die too. I died too, guys. I died too. Mimi Yatelli, thank you for 50 months. I know it's out of character, but miss you, Dizzy. Love you. Thank you. Mwah. Yeah, that was definitely out of character. Iron of the Spoon, thank you for $5. I heard about you applying to get a dog. I hope Leo Rie find a good home with your place. I think they're a little bit too big for my apartment. I think they might be a little bit too big for my apartment. I did look into the bylaws and stuff, and I do have size restrictions on dogs. So it's unfortunate, but we're trying to work within those confinements right now. And by that, I mean, hello, sad-looking little white yipper. Hello. I don't know if I'm gonna get the dog yet, guys. I don't know. I put in an application, but small dogs are popular, and there's not a lot of them in the shelter. So, like, I'm very nervous right now. I'm very anxious about it. Swab, thank you for your $5. Had 6-ounce martini and a beer with steak alcohol. Makes me feel burnt out. And don't drink it, stupid. Don't drink it, stupid. People in general are working way too much. We should realistically be working like 32 hours or less, given the amount of production the average worker compared to someone even 30 years ago. I think there's science and literature in favor of that. I can't speak to it. I can't speak to it because I don't have a very regular or like normal work schedule. And with content creation, there's like a very entrepreneurial aspect, I think, where even if I'm not technically working, like I do take days off of stream. I do have a pretty bad tendency to work through them. But even then, like, even when I'm not working, let's say I go out for a day or something, like I go to the aquarium, I'm still thinking, oh, like this would be good content, or like, oh, you know, I could buy these things and do this on stream. Like it doesn't really stop in that case, but that's also a personal choice. Like I could probably actively try to stay disconnected, but I also kind of like that aspect about my job. I don't know. I don't know. Very abstract, where it just becomes slavery in some sectors. Yes, I do agree with that. Yes. Yeah. What makes you recognize something is content? Okay, so I was talking to Clara about this actually, because I really wanted to pick her brain. So I think Clara has like some of the most, like for me personally, she has some of my favorite streams. So I asked her once, I was like, what do you like think about when you're brainstorming content or some variation of that? And she was just like, oh, like I'll just like, you know, like first thing that pops into my head. I've like tried, like I've kept that in the back of my head recently for the last couple of months, and now like anytime I get the slightest idea or I see something, like it could be like something incredibly small, like it could just be like a weird looking shoe or something. I can be like, I could turn this into content. So yeah. I don't think that helps, but that's kind of how my brain has been working. Asking Clara how she thinks sounds dangerous. A little bit. Just a tad. Picking Clara's brain, that could yield some true madness. No, I like it. I like talking to her a lot off stream too. Little Miss Popcorn Man, thank you for super chat. Small yappy dog for a small yappy streamer. It was a pretty calm dog. All things considered, but that's beside the point. Am I partially getting a dog to address concerns I have about burnout? Maybe. I also just like animals. But yeah. But burnout, first things first, it's normal. And I don't think people should feel bad or ashamed about it if they get burnt out. I do think how you choose to deal with it is very important, especially in regards to work. especially as a content creator too, where you do have to be entrepreneurial and you are in charge of yourself a lot of the time. And like, this is coming from someone who does it within an agency. I imagine it's probably, that sense of responsibility is probably heightened a lot for indies, so that's another thing. But yeah, I also think there are certain types of people who are prone to burnout. A lot of them tend to be creatives, a lot of them tend to be in the entertainment field. And like, I'll be honest, I don't think it gets better. I don't think it gets better unless you genuinely change who you are at your core. I don't think it gets better, but you can get better at dealing with it. Like, no amount of extended breaks, no change of pace, no change of fucking scenery will address the root issue of burnout if you just happen to be that type of person. Take everything I say with a grain of salt, but I consider myself like incredibly pessimistic, like glass half empty. I also I'm a bit of a control freak when it comes to my own life. So I'd say if you hear these statements and you think of these things as true for yourself, you're probably gonna have the type of personality that gets burnt out very easily, because you're gonna be like you're gonna be working all the time because you can't delegate because you want to be in control, or like glass is always half empty, you know? Sheena, thank you for the raid! Do I have a spoon? The butter cookies are ready. The butter cookies are ready. And apparently the butter chicken is ready as well. Thank you, Sheena, for a raid. Hello, butter cookies. Disclaimer. The following stream is out of character. Viewer discretion is advised. The following stream is out of character. Viewer discretion is advised. Thank you for dropping by. Oh, wow. Heg raid Hegs. Oh, wow. The food looked really good. I was in Sheena's stream a bit earlier and the food looked really good, so I got hungry and I made instant noodles, but I'm also really bad at measuring spice levels because I'm fucking stupid and I don't taste my food. So I just like put the whole packet of seasoning in, and afterwards my like mouth was on fire and I was just thinking to myself like, oh my god, am I gonna have to delay my stream because I can't talk right? Butter chicken was good. Even took second. Sheena eats like a fucking bird. Kaka! So like to hear her taking seconds, it must have been good. Oh, holy shit, did I forget to tweet out my stream? Wait. Hold on. Sorry guys, I got so distracted by Sheena's food that I forgot to tweet out the stream. But now the tweet I had written has been deleted because I closed tab like an idiot. And I don't want to retype it, so there will be no tweet. Hopefully, guys, if you missed my stream because I forgot to tweet it out, you enjoy the VOD! Is this coming from you after what Lumi told us? No, unironically, when we go out and eat together, me and Sheena will just split a meal. And then we'll both walk away from splitting a meal together and go, wow, that was like the perfect amount of food. And we'll like make eye contact and smile at each other like we're in our own world. And the people around us will look at us with the following expression. Just like that. Chud Builder, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. But yeah. Pablo John, thank you for super chat as well. I recently asked one of a PC talent what was the most stressful aspect of her job, and they said fear of miscommunication. Thoughts on that? Gee, I don't know who said that. That's a cute. That's a really cute stressor, I guess. My initial thought is whoever said that is adorable. Cause I think miscommunication, it's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. And like, okay, this is super freaking dark, like super freaking dark. But I think, you know, like traditionally entertainers are like the bottom of society, and if you fear miscommunication with an audience, let me rephrase this. If you fear miscommunication or being misunderstood, I get it, but you should also maybe lower expectations. I don't personally expect people to like ever 100% understand me, and I don't really expect sympathy from people other than friends. I do appreciate it a lot. Obviously, it makes me very happy whenever anyone extends kindness to me. How could it not? But expectations are like the neglectful Chinese mother of disappointment. So I guess I don't really stress miscommunication because I'm also very comfortable with confrontation, and if it gets in the way of my work, I don't mind. Like I really don't mind discussion and that kind of stuff. Yeah, what a fucking quote. Yeah, what a fucking quote. Yeah. Well, shots fired at yourself. Oh no, like I enjoy this job. Like listen, I enjoy being an entertainer. I enjoy making content. I enjoy being a streamer, but like I know that one of the caveats with this job is like I talk to a bunch of people, and a bunch of people are gonna take that and do whatever they will with it, and that's totally fine. My job is just to entertain some people, and if you're watching my content and not feeling entertained, well, you should actually keep watching me anyways. You should watch me anyways, and you can say whatever you want. Yeah, you can say whatever fuck you want about me. But I think you should just keep watching me. Burnt out on my content? Keep watching anyways. I think if anything is stopping you from watching my content, you should cut that thing out of your life, including self-care, and just keep watching me. Yeah, hate watching. Yeah, do it. Are you not entertained? I'm not everyone's cup of tea. It's fine. I just like jiggle. I just do a little jiggle. It's fine. But yeah. Hi, other cookies. That was a very long tangent. And we're talking about burnout and fatigue for streamers, and I guess viewers as well. Nora Eclipse, thank you for $1.99. Would a Clara out of character stream ever even be that different? No, not necessarily. No. Obligatory bongs. Oh, my head. Nikocado just messed up my perspective about entertainers, to be honest. Nikocado's wild. I can never be the entertainer that Nikocado is, okay? Nikocado's wild. Joe K, thank you for your super chat. My trick for mitigating burnout is embracing cynicism. Give up on life improving and wait for the warm embrace of death. I mean, to each their own. I personally wouldn't recommend that. In fact, I would actually recommend finding other things to fulfill you in life outside of work. Which I know seems awfully hypocritical considering who I am, but I surprisingly do have hobbies and interests outside of this. I was reading manga earlier today. If anyone likes Shonen Jump, Ichi the Witch is pretty good. And that was like a real fun, relaxing experience. Yeah, like Digimon. I do like Digimon. I do like Digimon a lot. I don't know. I try to fill my time with hobbies because I think if I had nothing and I just spent all my time outside of work lying dead awake, I'd probably have put a bullet through my whole... Wait, head? Put a bullet through my head. Not my hole! Okay, both work. Bye now. Star Phoenix, thank you for $5. Say whatever I want. Well, okay, Dizzy is a proper and down-to-earth woman. She's a beacon of sanity and helps ground all of us. We are lucky to have her. Have you been watching streams? So thank you for $5. What is the difference between you, Samantha, and the Dizzy character? 7. Omit, thank you for $5. You mean work shouldn't be second home and my coworkers a family? Can I say this? Can I say that? Okay. The whole idea that your coworkers are your family is like a startup marketing concept meant to cover up holes. Nobody actually likes their family that much. Family is a word we use to describe people who we forgive for transgressions. That's why workplaces want you to think of them as a family. Now, will I fucking sell you the image of a workplace family if it helps me do my job of moving coffee? Abso-fucking-lutely. Do I expect you to still fall for it after I tell you all this? Abso-fucking-lutely, because I'ma say it real cutesy. Thank you for understanding. Calvin, thank you for your super chat. I literally just have your standee stare at me 24/7 like you're my boss pushing me to meet the quota. Thank you. Thank you. And you know, it's okay if you want to think of me as a mother figure. I would probably push you just as hard as a mother, if not worse. Because you know, as a boss trying to encourage you to meet quotas, I have rules and regulations that I have to adhere to. But as your mother, chop chop boy, chop chop, my retirement fund waits. Reynolds, thank you for super chat. The difference is 7. It's been confirmed, boys. Dizzy is 7 kilos heavier than Samantha. Hey, thank you. But yeah, guys, we keep getting off topic here. On the topic of just burnout and stuff, yeah. Where were we? I think it's normal. There's certain personality types, I think, who are more likely to be burnt out. I think seasonality does affect it. Obviously, right now, it's been like, I think, a little bit slower of a period for Phase Connect here at work. Summer season in general for streamers does feel pretty busy, and then we get into the autumn months where things start slowing down. And then obviously for VTubers, I think holiday season is really important. So now we're just kind of preparing for a ramp up. And that's just like with a lot of workplaces. I think holidays tend to get pretty busy. Winter season makes everyone more tired. I think that's part of it. Like even in retail, everyone fucking, well, especially in retail, everyone dreads holiday seasons. I see the same thing in service industries as well. But the good thing is it's all really temporary. So if you keep pushing forward with that in mind, there's a lot of ways I think you can cope with and deal with burnout. I just don't think that, like, sometimes it is good to take a break. I'm not above it, and I don't judge anyone who does, but very rarely do I think that it's actually the solution to the problem. It's more of like a time, I think. If you take breaks, I think it's a time to reflect and rest and try to come up with solutions that are gonna be a lot more long term. And yeah, I want to talk about, as content creators, and I guess fans also, how you can deal with burnout. For fans, don't feel guilty if you need to take a break from anyone's content. Don't feel guilty, except mine. You should feel guilty about mine. Specifically me. Don't feel guilty about having to take breaks from things. And like, it's okay to be selfish, I think, once in a while. I think it's okay to be selfish. I think better to be selfish than to look for sympathies in places where you're unlikely to get it. I think one of the reasons people get burnt out is sometimes they feel like expectations for work, or like for pats on the back, acknowledgements for work aren't being made. And I don't know, while I get it, and I've had similar feelings in the past, I also think it's unreasonable to expect that from a workplace a lot of the times, because like, as nice as it is, as much as it like improves the quality of work, you can't expect it. That's why it's nice when that happens, because you're not expecting it. And if you go into a mindset like, oh, I want a pat on the back for a good job from my employer or whatever, like you're gonna be disappointed and you're gonna get burnt out. So you're saying Fishman needs to give more positive reinforcement? I think you shouldn't expect that much positive. It's good to have. I feel like I like positive reinforcement. I don't think it's a normal expectation for the workplace, or realistic expectation for any workplace. Very nice. Don't get me wrong. I like it. I like when you guys give me compliments. I don't expect it though. Die Screaming, thank you for 14. Regular, lengthy, distracting vacations help with burnout pretty well. If you can afford it, I guess. My favorite reality is the majority of people can't. I think if I took a 2-month vacation every year, I'd be out of a home. But Sideways, thank you for $5. Waiting for y'all to make a super preacher. You were a family culture company advert for Face Coffee. Bet! See you around the holidays. Dizzy is very cute. It's nice to hear good job once in a while. Yes, I agree. I think you for kind of cute. But I think desperately seeking it out is like setting yourself up for a bad time, you know? Keep your expectations low and you can't get hurt. Genuinely keep your expectations low and you can't get hurt. Citrus, thank you for this tip. That's a great point, Dizzy. Good job. Thank you. I like feeling like I did a good job, but keep your expectations low. You can't get hurt. also, like, yeah, find something outside of this job. I think my job is pretty important to me, I'll be honest. And like, it is important for me that I grow and do well and that the company grows and does well. But like, on those bad days, and like, I'm pretty prone to bad days, it's nice to have other things that can make me happy. It's nice to have like video games I can enjoy off stream without feeling guilty about, oh, I don't stream this game. And thankfully, the sort of video games I enjoy, you guys would fucking hate if I streamed them all the time. I think I think also it's like, you know, nice to like read a book sometimes and realize there's life outside of a camera. Night Protective Chuba, thank you for your super chat. You're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like Dizzy. What about me? What about out of character Dizzy? Do you like out of character Dizzy too? Factorial? Don't people fucking love Factorial? Factorial seems like a great stream game. Fujoshi Arrowgate. Shh, don't out me like that. Don't out me like that. Smut games? Listen, if I could, I absolutely would. Me not streaming my fucking smut can be blamed on management completely. I've asked! Countless times I've asked! Blame management! On Kick, yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Dude, I don't think it would do well on Kick, because it just would be like freaking grotesque girl. Oops. It would just be grotesque hentai. Gallus Demeticus, thank you very 2 months. Send help, my free time has been 99% factorial lately. I think you might be obsessed with working. Colkiss, thank you for $5. If you read books, when are you going to get a read along like Clara? Dude, her Kindle's broke. Swell, thank you for $2. That's my all me. Dizzy, whoa. Justin T, thank you for 4 months. Which PC members give you the most stress, and why is it a toss up between Fishman and Pippa? Ooh, Justin T, thank you for being a 4 months. Okay, I'm gonna defend Pippa. I'm gonna protect Pippa here, because as my friend and as my senpai, I'm gonna protect it. Pippa's personality trait, like her little quirk, is she hates being a hassle for anyone, actually. So I would say the most frustrating thing, or the most stressful thing about dealing with Pippa, is knowing that she will never reach out for anything, even if she like needs it or wants it, because she doesn't like inconveniencing others. And as a friend, it's kind of hard, because like I do want to show her support and care, but I don't know the best way to go about it. So I don't think it's right to put that. I don't think it's right to call her a stressful person. I think she actually tries really hard to be the opposite. So do with that what you will. Yeah. Pippa love, yeah. Nora Eclipse, thank you for super chat. You're pretty great. I bet you could drag us to Kick, Jesus. Sideways, thank you for $5. I appreciate Dizzy's hard work and the streamer known as Dizzy. You're doing good, bud. Keep it up. Oh, thanks, Sideways. Thanks. Pissman, thank you for $10. Just keeping you, I love you, Face Connect official channel. Okay. Fugu, thank you for $2. Dizzy Sturdy Gallo Book Club. Yes. Good for Pippa. I too hate burdening others. I get it though. My things aren't up. updating fast enough, so if I do miss anything, I'll try to get back to it. But yeah, Zen Goodman, thank you for 13 months. You might have a model of a dummy mommy, but your heart is pure gremlin, and why I love you in a totally platonic way, the way a man loves a horse or a sports car. You know, people have fucked both things, right? You know, both horses and sports cars historically have had more action than me, right? Jack Johns, thank you for about 8 months. I'm a VOD watcher, time zone stuff, so I would have to have a little more content to watch. But honestly, I would prefer you enjoy your time here more. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I do enjoy my time here, just to clarify. Gail Dio, thank you for super chat. I know it's out of character, but can I still ask for a jiggle still? No to jiggle burnout. Oh, it's okay. This is a pretty easy way not to get burnt out. Yeah. The car fuckers strike again. The car fuckers strike again. Samwise, thank you for 3 months. Speaking of horses, have you heard of Mr. Hands Dizzy? I know what it is. I haven't watched it. Why? Because I'm really scared to look it up. Thank you. Rabubugu, thank you, $5. What helped me a lot with burnout is compartmentalizing my work from the rest of my life to the point where I limit interactions with it as much as I can while outside of work hours, to the point of I almost feel like a different person at work. Oh no, totally. I totally get that. I have 2 phones. One of them is for work. One of them is for my personal usage. I did not go out of my way to get a new phone for work. I just happened to have a extra phone because I upgraded my phone not too long ago. But having the split off is so relaxing. Because then I'm not as tempted to check my work stuff regularly. Yeah. Distance does help. Nighthawk, thank you for 5 months. I can offer myself as a sacrificial lamb for you. No, thank you. I don't want to watch any car fuckers. But yeah, I got 2 phones. I got 2 problems and a bitch ain't one. I don't think that's how the song actually goes. I think I might have really fucked up the lyrics just then. But yeah. I don't know, with specifically in regards to burnout with content creation though, there's a couple ways that I think VTubers, specifically VTubers, because I only have experience as a content creator as a VTuber, can deal with it. It's be smart, I guess, with the content you're putting out. Sometimes lazy content is okay, and again, I work under company restrictions, so I do have things like minimum hours of streams that I have to fulfill. Sometimes lazy content is okay. Sometimes my lazy content is the only thing that helps me get through a week without canceling streams. Sometimes it can be really rewarding in terms of statistics. If I see for example, if I see there's a game showcase and I'm feeling really burnt out that week, I will hop on that shit immediately. I do not care what hour it is. I will hop on that. Like a frog on a lily pad, okay? Yeah. Lazy content is fine, don't worry about it. Can't make it all your content, in my opinion. You can't make it all your content, but if you're really burnt out, sometimes it's better to do one of those streams so you can go oh shit, people will still watch me even if I'm not at 100%, and that can kind of be enough to get the wheel going again. Because I know a lot of times, and viewers won't realize this, a lot of times streamers, you guys will have fun. Because for you just want to watch something and relax, right? But then the streamer will walk away from a stream as just oh man, I had this one section of a stream where I felt really, really bad because I made a joke and nobody laughed or nobody commented on it. And that can like really, I think that oftentimes leads to burnout, like those kind of like negative feelings or those hyperfixations. So I would encourage doing like a lower effort stream if you're going through that, just to remind yourself that there's people who love you who are gonna show up, and it's not always that bad. You can come back from it. You can come back from one bad stream. Yeah. Need to find softball content that can be knocked out at 50% and still be entertaining. It's not lazy content, it's cozy streams. Dude, I fucking hate that so much. Cozy streams can still be like high effort content, and also like equating those things. I feel bad for, number one, I feel bad for cozy streamers. Number two, I feel bad for myself because I hate being considered a cozy streamer. Frustrating. Everyone has off days. Always remember that. Yeah, don't let it define who you are. Which is once again, find things outside of work that fulfill you. Find things outside of work worth doing. Another thing is, I think projects are really important for burnout. I think having projects to work on is really important. Most people who get into streaming I would consider are like creative types. And I think starting projects, whether they be something long-term, like 90 minutes till midnight, singular event streams, or even things like music and covers, is really important to like combating VTuber fatigue and feeling like this is a grind of a job. Another thing about that though is like don't let your projects drag on. Don't let your projects drag on. Like, whenever projects drag on, I think they become really, really stressful. And especially as a content creator, when you're in charge of it yourself, like this isn't a project that was assigned to you. Okay, I've never in my life have I ever had the experience in this sector of just having like a stream idea or an event assigned to me. Well, Phase Wars, but never in my life have I had a personal project assigned to me, like, okay, Dizzy, time for you to work on another weekly stream series, okay? That doesn't actually happen here, in my opinion. But sometimes projects can drag, either due to yourself or due to other people. Don't let it happen. Go on, take on projects, but don't let them drag on. One of the reasons I see a lot of projects drag on is always in the name of perfectionism. So I get so many comments like, oh, I'll be like, oh, did you record this cover yet? Oh, no, like, I don't think I sing this one line perfectly or whatever, or like, oh, how's that stream idea coming? It's just like, well, I haven't ordered like a logo and stuff. Sometimes those little details can be forgotten. You can forget some of those little details. I promise you, no one will miss them that bad. Okay? I think, personally, I'll take substance over form just about any fucking day when it comes to content creation. I understand not everyone shares this sentiment, but like, for me personally, it's that case, and to the audience who do want to take form over substance, there's other VTubers to watch. But what I mean by this, at least personally, I believe that the actual content is more important than perfecting like the marketing around it, like making sure it's out there. Not to say that marketing and presentation isn't important, of course, but what's a good example? Karaoke streams, you know, despite not being a singer, I do enjoy them as a viewer. And for me personally, I prefer watching a short, interesting karaoke performance over a karaoke relay that has been marketed around summer, winter, autumn, spring, etc. Which again is to say, I'm not saying I don't like karaoke relays, they can be really fun, but I'm more attentive to the actual product, like seeing, oh, who's in the relay, than the packaging at this point. And I think a lot of people, when you're organizing your own projects, get really caught up in the packaging side of things. And I think that is where you find a lot of burnout. Because when you're concentrated on the packaging side, you're leaving a lot of what can be moved in your project up to like things like managers, contractors, or who else. When in terms of content creation, I think you have to be the one to move it yourself. Like, I understand contractor delays, but there's some things that you can do. If you can't, maybe reevaluate why you even want to take on or do the project. I know it seems really daunting to like message contractors sometimes and be the one to check in on your project every like 2, 3, 4 days, but I promise it's preferable to waiting over a week to hear back from someone else, only for them to say something like, oh, I'm sorry, I haven't made any progress in this. I'll get it to you in like 3 days. You will get more burnt out by the anxiety of not knowing than the actual work you have to put in to keep things on track. And while I wholeheartedly believe that the staff at Phase Connect want to see me do my best, I also believe it's part of my job to be responsible for my own content creation. Like, I didn't enter this company to have another person tell me what to do and like what to stream. I don't think anyone should enter a company with that sort of like mindset, because my goal here isn't just like, oh yeah, I want to get like famous and make money off of it. I also just have things I really want to fucking do. But yeah, ping them. Exactly. Ping people. Ping people. You will get past so much burnout if you just ping people. But yeah, waiting on outside agency or contractors must be a source of stress for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And if they're not replying to you, that might be a sign not to work with them as much. I can get really slow in my replies sometimes with the people I contract. And I totally understand that. Thank you to my editor for being so patient with me always. But if someone pings me like twice, I will get to it. I like knowing at least when they'll start on it. Yeah. I think that's fairly obvious. Part of appeal is all the oddball indie games that you play. I don't know. Things I think are obvious are never that obvious. Sometimes you just want to be creative in a sustainable way rather than gambling for a jackpot with it. I think people have a lot of pride about what they put out, and I get it. I don't want to put my name on shit either. I don't want to sign my name on shit either. But at least when you are in control of that, how do I put this? If I'm gonna put out something, I would rather put it out a little wonky donkey. I'd rather put it out a little wonky than put it out a year later when I'm no longer interested in the subject. Doesn't mean I want to shovel complete slop and garbage. But there's like a standard line, And if it passes that threshold, just get it out there. Muragami, thank you for $5. Is streaming game content inspiring, or does it have a cost since you have to manage the stream of a game? I think those things are separate. Sometimes I'll like play a game and I'll really like get inspired by it creatively. Not often, but it does happen. Sometimes I do it just because I like that game. Sometimes I'll play a game because I think you guys will like it. It does have a cost, obviously, because I have to buy the game. but you get used to managing the stream of a game naturally. And if it's a game that I can't, actively participate with chat in, a lot of times I'll just cut the game. Yeah. Don't let perfect get in the way of good. That's a good way of putting it. You're so much more well-spoken than my stupid ass. Thank ya. Don't be too much of a perfectionist. Yeah. Then Goodman, my basic read on most VTubers is that they're highly creative but highly unconventional people who want to entertain but would be uncomfy with fame. I don't know if I agree with that. I think there's a lot of people who genuinely just want to fucking play games, and that's totally fine too. And like, there's a variety of people. Irie, thank you for the raid! Shit. Guys, I don't think Irie's ever started before me, so I don't have a raid message prepared. Irie! I was so fucking up. I'm so sorry. I was so bad. Just got a dog in there now. We'll make it a 5. Give it a boost. Is that racist against dogs or wolves? You tell me. But hello, thank you for the raid, Irie. Hello. Welcome to the stream, welcome to the chat. Disclaimer, the following stream is out of character. Viewer discretion is advised. The following stream is out of character. Viewer discretion is advised. We're talking about burnout and fatigue right now because it just happens to be that season. I think a lot of people are burnt out on content. I think people are burnt out on their jobs. But the good thing is burnout is temporary and there's ways to get around it. And I'm not going to say it's never actually that bad, but oftentimes it's not that bad. You can get through it and there will be bearable days ahead. I don't think it'll really ever get better because it's kind of cyclical. Like you feel burnt out, you take it easy for a month, you feel better, you go back, you overwork if you're that kind of person, and then you feel like shit, and then you just keep going and just kind of like it comes and goes in threes. And I think as a VTuber, you're bound to hit a wall within first year at least. But yeah, burnt out on life right now. Yeah, it sucks, but you'll get through it, probably, most likely. I'm burnt out enough to quit my job. I also got hired at another job, so I fast forwarded ending my current job. I think that's the best case scenario. I think that's definitely the best case scenario. But I think for a lot of people, like the change of scenery, the change of workplace doesn't always fix it. But there are things we can do to cope. Yeah. What is your age? Years old. Thank you. And Zen Goodman, thank you for the 1 gifted membership. Sideways, thank you for $5. So basically, working on a song cover for 2 years and hating it by the end, even though it's perfect, is not the vibe. Am I reading that right? Yes. Thank you. Also, Ched Boulder and Bo Weevil, I don't know if I read your gifted memberships yet, but thank you. Heg age, Heg left, bruh. Guys, I'm a cute young girl, okay? I'm a cute, youthful young girl with a big cock. Canonically. But yeah, don't let projects drag on, but try to do them. Try to get them started as a content creator. It is healing. I feel like one of the reasons I work so much in this company is because I'm constantly starting new projects or like jumping onto other people's projects, because that's the only, like, you get excited for it. Like, it's exciting to put out music as a VTuber, I think. It's exciting to run stream events or to hop on like these big collabs and stuff. So I really do like enjoy doing it. Like, I really do have fun doing it. And it's one of the things that actually keeps me from being burnt out, because I don't know if anyone knows this, but after my birthday, I put myself on a project ban. I put myself on a project ban for a while because I'd been hopping on so many new projects. I had so many things working in tandem at the time where I was just like, there's no way, there's no fucking way that like I can keep going like this. Like I'm gonna hit a wall soon. So I forced myself to take a break and just do streams for a bit. And yeah, that was horrible. That was actually trash, because every time I did stream, it felt like work. But when you have like little goals or things you want to work towards, like putting out a cute little song cover or whatever, it doesn't feel as bad, because then you're doing work you enjoy, if that makes sense. Things like that. When's your next song coming out, Dizzy? Don't let Sakana tell you otherwise. Your voice is not horrible. It's just not marine-like. Where did that come out with? Anyways, my next song cover is Drop. But like, I wasn't really. I'm not really like you know. That's not like necessarily one of the things I'm looking forward to. But yeah. Honestly, I want to work full time, but it's so hard to get an actual career job nowadays, even if you're well educated, at least in the US. I think that a lot of people are feeling like that right now around the world. Don't give up though. Don't give up. Keep trying. That soon, huh? Yeah. Mysterious fucking drop at the end of stream, guys. Mysterious drop. What else? Keep expectations low. Do something outside of work. Don't let your projects drag on. Don't expect sympathy from people other than friends. Like, everyone has very different, I think, limits when it comes to handling stress and stuff. So, like, if you're telling your employer you're burnt out, I don't necessarily imagine them 100% getting it. But that's just me personally. There are kind managers. There are good employers out there. But at the end of the day, I think the goals are different from an individual to the workplace. Have you been drinking? No, I haven't, unfortunately. I just don't have coherent thought or speech patterns, apparently. And it sucks because I keep restarting these rants whenever new people come in, because I am very, very self-conscious. Blah, 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 blah. Some employers will put you on sick leave. That's very nice of them. And if that's part of your benefits, that's very good. If you have that sort of standard for yourself, that's nice. I don't think the majority of people can, though. Because I got bills to pay, you know? Words are hard, they really are. In an ideal world, the employer should care about the state of their workers. I think there's only so much they can care about the workers. I'm not saying like my company doesn't care about how I'm doing. Obviously they care. Obviously they care. But like, work has to be done. The company also has goals and things they need to do. And I'm not so self-centered that I think because I'm having a bad day, that's gotta stop anyone else from going about theirs. It only gets less bad. It never gets good. Yeah, I'd say so. If you're a person who struggles with burnout, sorry, that's really fucking morbid. If you're a person that struggles with burnout, I don't think it ever really gets good unless you find a way to financially free yourself completely. I mean, you just don't have to work anymore. In which case, congratulations, you beat 99. You beat the game. You beat the game of life. But if you're someone who struggles with burnout, unless you genuinely just spend a lot of time working on yourself and how you think about things, it's always going to be hard. And I think another thing is like, accept that you can't control certain aspects, but the aspects of your life which you can control, take as much hold of those as you can. That's too doomer even for me. I don't think it's about doomer. I don't think it's about doomer. Like, work-life balance is something you have to fucking work-life balance. I mean, it's something you have to work towards, and if you don't put it high on your priority list, it's not gonna get better. And the expectations that if you move jobs, advance in your career, whatever, that it magically will, I think is kind of too idealistic, I'd say. Because here's the thing. The more you move up, like, the more issues you're gonna find. Different issues, okay? If like, I see this whole thing about, like, girls wanting to, like, live a softer life and become housewives or whatever, okay? You're still gonna fucking struggle with keeping your fucking house clean and, like, raising kids. I'm not saying things don't change, because I do think everything changes and very, very fast. And that's a good thing, because that makes everything temporary. But that doesn't, like, there are very few ways, I think, that the 99% of people can free themselves from kind of a cycle of like, fatigue, you know? And I think burnout is normal, and I think if you talk about it, it does get a little bit better. And I think it shouldn't define how you live your life. And if you find yourself someone who's very, very frequently burnt out, yeah, you gotta find some new ways to cope with it, I think. Yeah. There's no such thing as a stress-free life. Real secret to beating burnout is to part-time at a job that's objectively far worse than the job you're burnt out on. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. No, the worst case scenario of that is, like, you do actually take a part-time job that you expect to be way worse than your job, and it pays less than your job, and then you find out you genuinely enjoy the menial tasks more, and then you... Well, I guess at that point you can just quit your job and accept that you'll be working for less. But in this economy, that's rough. Silver Dogs, thank you for $2. Isn't that just a fact of working for someone else? Even when you work for yourself, I don't think it gets much easier. You'll find different ways to different problems. I do genuinely. So I'm obviously with an agency. And I do work for Fishman. But, like, I think with content creation, it's always a little entrepreneurial. I have a lot of flexibility and freedom with my job. Obviously, my hours are flexible. How much I stream, so long as I meet minimum requirements, flexible. There's a lot of understanding with the job. So in that aspect, I think I'm very entrepreneurial in a way. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty nice. But that doesn't mean I'm like 100% relieved of all my issues. I'm just also kind of aware that I probably, I am blessed in a lot of ways, as in I don't have to wake up at 9 a.m. every morning. Very lucky of me. I count my blessings every day. Unlike physical fatigue that can just rest off for the most part, burnout is a bitch to deal with because our brains are too funky for our own good. That might be depression. I do think sometimes burnout manifests itself physically too, in which case it really sucks. Silver Dogs, thank you for $5. Love it when you get messages from work about previously solved problems, but you're the bad guy for turning off work pings for the weekend. Again, lower your expectations of the people around you. Your coworkers, those coworkers pinging you, probably not your friends. And then you can't get hurt. Argent Warlock, thank you for $5. Guys, sharpen your saw. All work, no play makes for a dull blade. Ways to rejuvenate your mental stamina. Gotta have ways to step back from the grind. Oh, dude. Honestly, I know a lot of people fucking hate it. Touching grass helps so much. Doing something physically active helps so much. And it's not like, oh, it's good for my mental health thing or anything, okay? If you are someone who doesn't touch a lot of grass, and then you go out of your way when you're feeling bad to move your body and touch grass, you are gonna be very EP later after that. And then you're gonna fucking pass out. And when you're passed out because your body was too physically tired for you to stay up, you're gonna have to think about work. And it is fucking awesome. Very much recommended. Not for about, you'll feel better. No. I don't believe in that 100% of the time. 99% of the time when I go to a gym, I feel awful. But I love sleeping. Sleep is awesome, especially when it is from physical exhaustion. Oblivion is a very nice retreat, yeah. I'm self-employed part-time as I deal with a nasty illness. It's not made easier by the fact that my boss is a real asshole. Gallus, thank you for the super chat. I am sorry. I hope you have stuff outside of work and your health that you're enjoying and having fun with. Hopefully these streams. Roten1, thank you for the 10 months. It may not work for everyone, but I found a long walk through the woods helps me come up with solutions for some of my problems. Oh yeah, I think having your own time is really important too. Westy West, thank you for the 6 months. It's hard to touch grass when you have no friends and 3 more weeks of paid time off than your family. I don't like being alone. Ooh. See, I can't relate to that because I fucking love my alone time. Okay, this is TMI and off topic completely. So just pretend this was never brought up. I recently had a friend over because they gave me a ride to go see the dog that I will hopefully be adopting. And then after we saw the dog, she came upstairs to my apartment and asked to use my washroom, and I was like, sure. And now, but here's the thing. I'm a little fucking psycho. I think she wiped with one of my towels because I have white towels, and now there's a yellow patch on one of them, and I don't think that was me, and now I never want to see my friend again. So, like, yeah, I really don't struggle being alone. Being alone is just better. Being alone is awesome. I fucking love being alone. I might be overthinking it. I might be fucking overthinking it. But I can't, like, unthink the thought, you know? But yeah, maybe find a social hobby. Social hobbies are a thing. Or just like start saying hi to people. If it's safe in your general neighborhood to say hi to people while you're out, consider just like saying hi to people. Cause like while I was on a break to go visit family, I realized that me and my family, we are just like really antisocial. Cause my extended relatives, bless their heart, they just say hi to strangers on the streets. And like strangers weren't repulsed by it. And ain't that a fucking feat? Yeah, that's normal. I didn't grow up with it, okay? I've never experienced such a thing in my life. Freaking extroverts, how dare they? Right? Freaking crazy. So yeah, I hope you touch some grass soon. Silver Dogs, if your job isn't physically taxing, you're out of balance. This goes the other way as well. Mind and body need exercise. Thank you for the super. Calvin, thank you for your super chat earlier as well. Can I have a Chinese mother motivation speech? Work to live, live to die, get back to it. Jack Johns, thank you for our super chat. We love our workaholic bughead Oshi. Also, stop taking in so many projects. Blue woman. It's okay. It's not that bad. I am currently... If I go to my project tracker right now... I'm currently just overdue with one of them. One of them is also like a project that has no deadline. Finished that one. And then the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I picked up another one today. And the other 5 are already in progress. So like, I only really have one more project to worry about that I picked up today because I'm an idiot. Dizzy, you show signs of 5 or 6 mental disorders. Yeah, but like, aren't I amazingly functional for the 5 or 6 mental disorders I show signs of? All this to say, I'm not against bed rotting either. I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it's healthy, but sometimes, holy fuck, it feels good when you're burnt out. Like, I had a bed rot day on Friday. It was so friggin' awesome. Okay, I ate like sweet chili heat Doritos for the first time in years. Sweet chili heat Doritos are fucking like crack. They're fucking Dorito shaped crack. So yeah, I can't say I'm against the bed rot. Bed rotting feels so good when you're sick, not gonna lie. Right? She's a little wonky, but she's our Oshi. Aww. See, that feels nice. That feels nice, doesn't it, chat? But like, moderation, right? Everything is good in moderation. But yeah, I think what helps me the most, to summarize, I think what helps me most when I feel fucking awful about myself, is basically just, you know, like, knowing that everything I'm feeling is temporary, the feeling that you're trapped or you're burnt out is temporary. There are still things to look forward to. This might not get better, but that doesn't mean there's not other good things out in the world. And you know, a part of it is I do this to live. I do this to live. Some people do it as a hobby. But if you're signing with an agency, I think like a little bit to do with signing for an agency is like the monetary aspect. It's normal to get burnt out. It's normal to get burnt out. No one expects you to love your job 100% of the time. I do like genuinely like my job. I do like doing what I'm doing, or I wouldn't do it. I would be doing something a lot more stable. But it's okay to feel bad in a moment. Just act reasonably and know that there are ways to go about it. Everyone gets tired. Yes. It does add more pressure when it's for work. But you gotta like realize like a bad fucking work day, a bad fucking work week is not the end of the world. Also, if it is affecting other people, so like let's say, let's use this as an example, right? If my streams are doing really poorly because I am burnt out, that can have an effect on the company, because obviously my company wants me to do well because that's how they generate income. If it gets to that point, there are tools in place for this, and hopefully at your workplace too, wherever you are, that are gonna help you through it. And they may have some recommendations as well. So have low expectations for sympathy, but like if you can make it, if it starts affecting other people, I feel like people care a lot more in a way. So yeah, that's kind of a nice little consolation, I guess, about agencies. Reframing perspective helps quell the burnout. Yeah, I guess so. How did it even become normal to feel burnt out? Dude, I just think it's a fucking human feeling. I think everyone would be a little bit happier if they had nothing to do and if they were only doing things they liked. But that's not how living works. Not for humans, not for dogs, not for cats. Well, maybe for dogs and cats because they've been domesticated. Like, a fucking dog's biggest issue is the owner might not be happy with it because it pissed in the wrong spot. But like, for wild animals who still have to worry about where their next meal comes from, I think burnout's perfectly normal. Yeah, being a cat would be awesome, I agree. They get concerned when you threaten to drag them down with you. I mean, yeah, I can't deny that, but like, also don't do it. Don't do it, that's stupid, that's immature. A crap ton of stimulants help me to keep going. It's a miracle I do not have an enlarged heart at this point. Do you have depression? I think I might be above burnout. Bull Weevil and Evil, thank you for $5. I think the fact that your friend peed on your towel is sweet justice for touching all those towels in the store. Not confirmed! Just suspected. Just highly suspected. Sully Screw, thank you for 7 months. Yeah, burnout happens in most jobs, but having to talk to random people as part of your job just drains away your soul. Yeah, it's unfortunate because we can't always be doing jobs we want. But do try and find jobs that are bearable for you. Speaking of dog, I'm late. Did you get your pup yet? No, I haven't. I'm still waiting. I've been burnt out, and I don't work in entertainment. Most people don't care, even your management. Friends are people who will care. You can't like, I don't think you can expect it from coworkers. Management will care if it affects their bottom line, but I don't think you can expect it from coworkers even all the time. Sympathy feels very nice, but if you expect a lot of it, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Some of the stuff here is bringing to mind a book I read and all the lessons in it. Tuesdays with Maury, like feeling your emotions fully, but also letting them go because they are just impermanent. I think the concepts have been around. I think you should be allowed to talk about it. And I don't like how it's treated like as a big bad, but I also just don't think it should be a... You know, when you rely on your job, I don't think that burnout is a legitimate or reasonable excuse for not doing it. So because of that, you have to find ways to deal with it. I am not without sympathy, but like I promise, as bad as this may feel, homelessness would feel worse. Yeah. I think I've gotten burnout before, but thankfully it was a situation where I could take a break and recover. That's nice. It's good. With more talent joining the company, is there less pressure feeling the company's survival depends on you? I've never at any stage felt like Phase Connect's survival depends on me. Just straight up, I've never had that feeling, so I can't answer that question necessarily. With more talent joining, do I feel less pressure? Not necessarily, because their success does not necessarily breed my success. And like for me, the main thing is like I still have things I want to accomplish. So unless I'm accomplishing those things, like I'll always feel a little stressed out. And I feel like there is also an additional pressure. I do want to be a good senpai. I do want to be a good coworker. Not necessarily like that doesn't mean I have to be like super close friends or I want to be like super friendly with everyone I work with. But I do want to like be there for help, and I want people to, you know, I get a comment all the time from coworkers here. I get this comment all the time where like, oh, they're shocked that I feel like burnt out, or they'll ask me advice of like, how do you keep going, or like, how do you stay motivated? The reality is like, I get just as fucking burnt out as anyone else, if not probably more than a lot of people. I have like low days too, you know, like I've cried on stream before. It's fuck. But I don't know, like I wish I had better answers for them, but the reality is like for me, this is work and I'm gonna treat it as work. I don't have expectations to be applauded for the job I'm doing, so I can keep going, like I can keep working without that, you know? Yeah, my motivation is that I don't want to starve. It's a pretty fucking good one. It's weird seeing you being burnt out because I think you're arguably the most dared and creative of recent invaders I've watched so far. Not saying that other invaders are not, well, I'm not necessarily burnt out right now, actually. I've taken it quite easy. I guess you could say I've taken it quite easy this last month. Partially because I knew I was going on break for a while. Out of my control, guys. I was out of my control. But yeah, if you actually look at how many streams I've done this month compared to other months, I think it's been, well, November just started. Last month compared to other months, I think it's been pretty consistent. Yeah, 17 as opposed to 19, and then more videos on average. So actually, my viewership has been up this entire week. You sound tired. You okay? Guys, this is an out of character stream. I'm not supposed to be super excited and psychotic right now. This is supposed to be a more relaxed environment. Don't you guys get it? Don't you see that? Don't you see that disclaimer down there? Come on, guys. Come. I don't even know what I sound like on regular streams. I'm sorry about that. Sideways, thank you for your super chat. I feel like management is what really holds up a company side of things. Since they set budgets and company structure, we've seen it go very wrong, and now FaZe is one of the top 3 on the EN side. I think we need to make a differentiation between like C-suite decisions and what management actually does. Also, let's just acknowledge there's more money in recent VTuber agencies, VTuber brands than there was 3 years ago. 3 years ago, it was a lot more shoddy. It was a lot cheaper, and it was a lot more of a startup culture. Okay, people were just working with less budgets overall, but the price of VTubing has fucking skyrocketed over the last 3 years. Rigging is more expensive. VTuber models are more expensive, partially because like people have figured out that there's a lot of money to be made here. Dude, like assets are more expensive now. Back in their day, there was really not a lot of options if you wanted like a custom stream overlay. Okay, and so the people who are doing them, a lot of them were doing them dirt cheap. The standards of them were lower. Like animated overlays were like unfucking heard of. And now we have like fucking designer labels, but for VTuber assets, like guilds. When someone sets up like a VTuber artist rigger graphic design guild, they are essentially putting the same thing as like LV on it. Like that is the LV of a VTuber world, if you can afford one of those products, right? So that's another thing. Budgets have just gone up across the industry. Company structure, yeah, I think that's pretty important. But I also don't think that's a management level decision. I also think company culture is something set not just by management, but by the talents as well, which I think why being a good senpai and that stuff is still stressful for me, because it does affect everything. Like when you say it really holds up the company, I think culture is more important in a way than structure, because as far as like structure goes, a lot of that stuff is pretty standardized now, I think. But I think the culture can make or break a company. Yeah. How much does Sakana influence the content? He's very... Okay, if company-wide events, like streaming events, whatnot, management is gonna have a hand in that, just naturally. Some stuff will be more like talent-driven. Rie drives a lot of stuff. Boomy's driven things. I've driven things. but also like you can't expect management to understand the logistics behind a lot of that stuff. So I would say, like, how much does Sakana influence content? Here and there, like an idea might be management's idea, but the person responsible for content is typically, I think, more of a talent creator side. Yeah. So yeah, that's my take on it. I feel like management is what really holds up the company side of things. Oh God, that's just like I think I'm personally triggered because I think that's just a lot of fucking pressure to put on management. A lot of it's dual-sided, right? Like, it's a lot of pressure to uphold for management, but I also think sometimes it's too much praise for management. So it's like, on both sides, I'm like, he's the last filter. No, man, he can't even filter. We have like over 20 talents now. How do you filter that? We have rules and restrictions, I guess. We have rules in place, but like a lot of the time, you know, like you gotta hire, like you gotta make hiring decisions where you're not hiring someone who's gonna set your company on fire, which is why he made a mistake with me. But you know, but yeah. It seems like Lumi goes to him often for okays. I do too. I would say I do too. I think if you're someone who struggles with, is this okay to put online? He is really good at checking for that. Which is why I can't stream hentai. So much hate, why even live? You know, I don't know. It gets hard for me some days too. Hey chat, is this okay? No, unironically, that's the check sometimes. That is a check. You also do want to keep like management and like the company in the loop for a lot of things. Like if you are planning a bigger event or planning to drive a bigger event, it helps. Because then you have like an extra set of eyes and ears and hands to follow up on things. But yeah, I think on the creative side, a lot of the times I would lean towards talents being the main driver of those things. Conventions is obviously something handled. Conventions merch is obviously something handled by staff. Talents might have certain requests for merch, but yeah. I forget what the actual question was. It's better to ask forgiveness than permission. See, I preach it. But once in a while, I try not to practice it as much. We're enablers. We will say everything is good. Exactly. Guys, if I told you I wanted to jump off a bridge, would you let me? Speaking of conventions, any ideas when the next one will be for the company? I think it's coming up actually. My Discord is lagging, so I can't actually check. But I believe an announcement will be made soon. Akimata, thank you for $5. Can we have your stuff first? I mean, whatever Ember doesn't want. Swat, thank you for our $2. Disclaimer means nothing because I can't read. You literally just type disclaimer. But yeah. But yeah. Anyways, TLDR. Burnout happens. It's normal. It doesn't mean the end of the world. Try not to panic when it hits, which I know is a big fucking ask. And find ways to cope. Sideways, thank you for your super chat. I do really wish these con announcements would come out further in advance. I have a real hard time getting time off 3 weeks out. Can I say this? Can I say this? A lot of the times we are getting announcements out as soon as we can. We really are for conventions trying to get announcements out as soon as we can. But you know, there's so much bureaucracy and paperwork that happens with it that it does take a while. And as a company, we do have to take those things seriously. Like sometimes we'll have an idea about we're going to a convention, but until it's signed off on, we really can't announce it. And like it sucks. It really does suck because I wish we could get it out faster and finalize it faster for your sakes as well. And even like just on the talent side, it would help so much because sometimes like planning around them, we're planning for panels. It can be like a massive inconvenience, but yeah. But yeah, we gotta go through certain things to get it to you guys. I'd rather get it to you guys than not. And hopefully, the hope is if we do enough of these, we'll get them in like more cities so that more people can just attend the smaller ones, you know? Fire the Mailman just announced all ideas all the time. Okay, so the ideas that management canceled that I had for new VTuber concepts. Number 1, a pack of silica gels, but make it a lolly. Number 2, 3 ghosts in a trench coat. And they're all lollies. Number 3, that baby hippo thing. But it's a lolly. Number 4, 2 VTubers one of them is just a girl. The other is a genie in a lamp. But it's a lolly. And this is why we'll never get Invaders free, because staff didn't like my VTuber ideas. Yara, thank you for $5. I agree with whatever this woman is saying. Dizzy, just got a lolly model already, dude. It was the only thing I never got. I never got it. I begged. I was on my knees, but I never got it. Kowloon, thank you for $10. Are you giving us ideas? I'm giving you a list of hopes and dreams. Sold on all 4. Thank you, Citrus. But yeah, I gotta get going because I'm gonna be on someone's stream in a bit. I have a call in to get to. But thank you guys so much for hanging out today. I hope that anyone going for burnout can feel a little less burnt out. Take some time to think and work through it or some shit like that. And if anyone's ever worried about their OOC burning out, don't worry. It's just temporary. Probably. Yeah. Who's stream? What stream? I'm gonna be there for like 5 seconds, guys. I'm gonna be there for like 5 seconds. But I do want to be on time for my 5 seconds. But yeah, I'll be on Lua Asuka's anniversary Totsu in a bit. So if anyone wants to stop by and say hi. Yeah. Okay? But be nice and polite and follow all her stream rules. Okay? I'll see you guys later. Okay? Until next time, I'll miss you. Bye. Oh shit. I missed super chats. Swery, thank you for $10. Thanks for the stream, dude. Thanks for the stream, dude. Thank you. Akatsu, thank you for 7 months. Thank you for a fun stream, Dizzy. Always love these talks. Steel Chatters, thank you for becoming a member. Dershia, thank you for 3 months. Thank you for 15 months. Revolver, thank you for a super. Just hoping you had a nice weekend. Hope you guys are having a nice weekend too. Okay, I'll see ya. Bye. Also, Naz, thank you for 15 months. Huh!